What up, everybody? What's happening? How we doing? It's been a while. What's good? How's everybody doing tonight? It's been a month since I've been on here. How's everybody doing? Hope all of you are having a great summer. It's August 1st. I didn't even realize I just passed my fourth anniversary here on YouTube. I think I started my channel on the 28th of July, 2021. So, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hope you're all like I said, enjoying your summer and just catching up a little bit. What's been up? They said the mafia ran me off YouTube. So I want to talk a little bit about that because it's funny. So, number one, like, don't you think the mafia would have ran me off YouTube by now? Well, it took them 4 years. They finally ran me off. Um, and honestly, I just really needed a break, and I'll tell you, I mean, as I said before, I'm not gonna be doing mob content every week. But I needed a break. I needed to get away from this stuff. I needed to kind of wake up and smell the coffee a little bit and kind of take a look at some of the things that I was doing in my life and try to improve on them a little bit. When you do this type of work, when you're doing content, which like I do every day, you've got to have a bigger balance. And I didn't necessarily have the biggest balance in the world. I was always kind of doing something. But I think it's also important to rebrand and things like that too. So that gave me some time to think, and I did some traveling. I went to LA for a bit, and I went to the shore for almost a week. Um, and both were fun. I had a great time in LA. I saw some sights, saw some old friends, played poker, was on stream. It was great. I had a fun time, made some good connections out there, and enjoyed myself. So, and then it was cool to hang out with my family, go down to the shore, and be down there for a while. So, um, lest we forget the welcoming committee. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how much of a welcome committee there is in this world of YouTube, but I guess there's something. But what do we have going on? What's happening? I see Anthony Ruggiano was talking shit about me. Listen, Anthony, when I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. I don't need your advice to talk about the mob. I'll talk about what I want when I want. I don't need your opinion on it. Who are you to tell me anything? You've got a lot of balls talking about me, Anthony, because I went out of my way to be nice to you. I try to tell people you're a nice guy. You're kind of an older guy. Leave you alone. I remember when Lee Cole was breaking your balls. I stuck up for you. Um, and this is the thanks I get. I got to listen to you tell me why I shouldn't talk about stuff. Listen, Anthony, I hate to tell you, yeah, I guess you were a gangster, but not much more than me, if we're being honest. I mean, we were all kind of about the same level as you. You were a fucking random nobody. Like, what did you really do? You just happened to be Fat Andy Ruggiano's son. I mean, that's just who you really were. I mean, you could just give your opinion and not be a total asshole about it. But you're sticking up for your fellow informant, Dominic Cicale, another fucking lying piece of shit, scumbag, lowlife piece of motherfucking crap. That's what you guys do. You all stick up for each other. You have to all come to everybody's fucking aid all the time. So that's what you're up to. I know what you're up to. And I haven't, and you're right, Jared. I've never said anything disparaging about Anthony. He's always a nice guy. But you know what these guys do? When you need views, talk about me. I haven't been around for a month, and still they find ways to talk about me. These guys have no content. They're not capable of doing videos that fucking matter. So they sit here and talk about me and everybody else. You need views? Talk about Nadu. You need 10,000 views? How do you have 150, 200,000 subscribers? You're getting 2,000, 3,000 views a video. It's like, and then it's like, well, he's a hater. It's like, well, I don't know. I mean, you spend your whole life talking about me. So am I a hater? It's like, it's just weird. By the way, Dominic, why don't you explain to everybody how your shit coin is down 25% over the last month? You guys hear about that? big meme coin that Dominic created, it's down 25% over the last month. A fucking scam. You know what, Dominic? I'm not afraid to keep saying it too, because I've had it with your fucking nonsense. Continuing with this stupid fucking lie that I called the FBI, trying to put me into fucking danger, talking shit about, he said the mob's dead. It is dead, Dominic. Where the fuck have you been the last 20 years? Dominic, here's how we know it's dead. You can walk in the Bronx and nothing happens to you. That's how you know the fucking mob's dead. Think in the 80s, Dominic, you could do that? Stupid. How are you this fucking, dumb? If anybody would like to donate to the stream, feel free to do it. I'd love to see you. I'd love to appreciate what you've done. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Hey, Tracy, what's going on? How you doing? What's up, PZ? PZ says, good to hear from you. What's going on, PZ? Yeah, I haven't been around. What's my email? My email is thesitdown777@gmail.com. Daniel Coso. What's going on, Daniel? Thesitdown777@gmail.com. I'm glad you didn't leave. Glad you're back. Yeah, I had a lot of people saying they didn't want me to leave. What's up, Frankie? LOL, what's going on? How was the Cali trip? It was great. It was weird. It was a weird trip. It was a fucking mess coming back. You got to hear about this. So I was scheduled to leave on a Wednesday. I was scheduled to leave at 12:40 local time in LA, so 3:40 Eastern. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm going to the airport. I'm literally at the bottom street level of my hotel. I'm putting the fucking bags in the lift when I get the text that my flight's delayed. Not 1, not 2, not 3 hours, 20 hours. 20, okay? So I'm not leaving until the next day now. I say to myself, I'm fucking leaving today. I'm going to find a way. I go to the airport. While I'm at the going to the airport, I go to American, right? Because American was originally how I was going to fly home. I flew United there. I was going to fly American back because I wanted to try American. They have these new flagship suites, like studio suites. They were dope. And I was in first class, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it on the way back. That flight gets canceled. So I'm like, whatever. I'll stick with American. American has a flight I have to get to Harrisburg from LA. Generally go through Chicago. They have a flight that leaves the same night at 9:48 local time. Goes to Charlotte. I get into Charlotte at 5:12 in the morning, and then I go to Harrisburg. What am I going to do? I got to fucking do it. And I realize, I look down at the clock, and it's 11:30 a.m. So for the next 11 or so hours, I sat in fucking LAX for 11 hours. I will say, I've had some rough days in my life, a lot of good days in my life. I've had like 5 really bad days in my life. This one was one of the worst days I've ever had. Sitting in an airport is agonizing. I literally walked from Terminal 2 to Terminal 11 to whatever terminals, however many they had. I went to fucking... It was bad. I sat in probably 30 different terminals and like gates. It was horrible. But I ended up getting on the flight. I didn't sleep at all. Coming home, I watched, I think, multiple episodes of Kitchen Nightmares. I ended up getting into Charlotte at like 5:15 local time. I get to Charlotte. It's still dark out. I walk into Charlotte. I'm so tired that I'm not even tired anymore. You ever get to that point where you're just up so long you don't even feel tired anymore? But then when you fall asleep, it's like you sleep for like 12 hours. So I get back there. I walk from, naturally, I have the furthest gate possible from the gate that I'm on. I walk through. I get to my gate. My flight leaves at 7:15 to Harrisburg. It's like an hour flight. I end up getting home about 9:30 in the morning. I then didn't sleep until that night, and then I was sleeping for like 10, 11 hours. It was pretty dope. Thank you, Diatron. Thank you so much, bro. But yeah, it was a rough travel day. And then going there, I can't even explain. It was a fucking nut show. It was #1 trending on Twitter. It was just insane. Vincent Ross, I recall one live stream. I was going through a mental health crisis and you were emphatic and it was empowering. I'm forever Grateful. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, Vincent. If I could help just one person, which hopefully looks like I helped you, that's all I ask. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to hear it, Vincent. I'm hoping you're well. Thank you for your support, bro. Kyle Ritter says it sounds horrible. Yeah, it was. It was. It was real, real, real brutal. This genre is cold without you. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what. You know what I learned about this genre? It fucking needs me bad. Because you motherfuckers got nothing to talk about without me. Nothing. Nothing. Thank you, LOL. You're my go-to guy for mob content. Missed the videos. Thank you, brother. You're a great man and friend. Thank you, Tracy. I try. But yeah, you motherfuckers have nothing to talk about. You know? By the way, I saw Scott Bernstein claim that Ralph DeLeo, the former Colombo boss, put a hit out on him and the FBI came to his house. Scott, don't you think that's something that will come up in the court records? I hope we have that. I hope we have that on paper. By the way, why not record that? I'm blown away that you make that accusation, but you don't record it. I'm going to tell you right now, if the FBI ever comes to my house, I'm recording it. Thank you, Kyle. Love you too. No, I've never watched that night. You got to come out of retirement. Well, I probably am. I got a video coming out tomorrow. Jeff, good to see you. Hope you had a nice trip out to LA and a good poker game. Well, I ended up losing on the game. I actually had a really good run of it for a while. And then the last hour is a 5-hour stream. It's 10, 20, 40. So it's a pretty big game. For the last hour, I was card dead. I mean, it seemed like 4 or 5 hands in a row. I got 9-3, 10-4, Jack-3. It was just terrible hands. I ended up the problem with the game like that is when you play that big, 10, 20, 40, just to generally get in hand, most times pre-flop, someone's going to raise. I mean, you get to the flop, you're putting 200-300 in. You have 4 or 5 dead hands. I mean, you're bleeding stacks quickly. And what happened was, I was getting also like a lot of like 10-9 suited, Jack-8 suited, King-Queen, stuff like that, and no flop was coming in. I'd maybe get a pair here or there, like a pair of 3s, pair of 7s, set mine, it would never come. So like I just wasn't connecting on a lot of flops. And I was down to like my final like 2,000 and I pick up 7s. I end up getting into a hand. Flop comes out 10-3-2. Rainbow. Thought it was a great flop for me. She called the raise pre-flop. She didn't raise. She only called 100, so I didn't think she had a big hand. I thought that flop missed her. So I end up pushing. It was kind of an insane play. And she wakes up with trip 3s. That was that. So it was definitely a spewy play, if you will, as far as like I shouldn't have went all in there. Eric Helms, what's going on? But it is what it is. If the FBI came to your house, they would probably give you a check for supplying them with more info that they could put together. Good point. I'm actually, that's not a bad point though, Mike. This guy says, Nadu, stop clinging to something that never was. Pick up another subject and leave the language alone. There's a clear sign of low intelligence and zero content. Well, number one, you're here watching me, so clearly it's really not that low of intelligence or zero content because you're here. Number two, you're subscribed. And number three, I'm the king of this genre. Outside of people that were actually in that life. As far as you, no, fuck you. I'll do what I want. Fucking retard. Why did Mikey Scars lose power so fast ever going to prison? Because he went to prison. That's what happens. He's not on the street anymore. What are you going to do? By the way, guys, I will let you know, if you're here to like talk shit, I mean, it's probably better you just don't watch. That's generally what a boycott is. You're showing your stupidity by coming here and telling me that I'm not popular, but you're here watching. Got it. What's up, Earl? What's going on? Some games are just like that. Yeah, it was rough. If anybody would like to donate to the channel, feel free to hit that super chat icon. I appreciate it. It will go to things like thumbnails and things like that now that we have a new show coming out tomorrow. Any chance I ever do a video on Buddy Torres? No, I'm not going to do a video on Buddy Torres. I talked about Patsy Borrello. I thought that was enough. There's also not enough information to do a full video on Buddy Torres. What's up, Pepino? Was the entire Philly family the size of one New York City crew in the 80s and 2000s? I would say, yeah, probably. What's up, Joseph? What's going on, brother? How you doing? So yeah, that's been my month. Then I went to the shore. I went down to Wildwood Crest. It was nice. It was nice to sit on the beach, and I miss the shore. I've talked before. When I was growing up, we always had a house. Up until like 4 or 5 years ago, I had a house, and then we ended up selling it. My father got sick, and now we don't have a house. So it's nice to go down once a year. It sucks because when I was a kid, I remember when I was in my early 20s, I would go down there for like 2-3 weeks in a row, right? I would just not leave. But it's a little bit different now. But I had a great time. Wildwood Crest is cool. Had some great food in Wildwood Crest. Went to Atlantic City. It was nice. Mike Cazza Formaggio. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man? Thank you so much. How did I do in poker? I ended up in that game. I lost 4K. I lost 4K in that one. What's up, Buke? Did I rent a golf cart? No, I didn't rent a golf cart, no. I like walking. I love walking at the beach. I love going down there and just taking walks. I think one of the best things on the planet, and I mean this, one of the best things to do on the planet is taking a walk on the beach. Right by the water, just taking a walk, going and, I love that. Okay, Tracy, thank you. Good to see you. Thanks for showing some love tonight. Sleep well. Take it easy, all right? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it's walking on the beach is the greatest. Gino G. What's up, Gino? Is that Gino Gabrielli? What's up, Gino? What's happening? Gino Gabrielli, who I interviewed, a month or two ago. He had that little dust up with the Gotti kids. What's up, Gino? Hope all is well, man. Who do I got? Terrence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez? Canelo Alvarez. I'm a big Canelo guy. I love Mexican fighters. It's funny. I actually bet on a Mexican fighter last week. It was Mexico against Puerto Rico. Why was John Gotti painted as Dapper Don? Because John Gotti was the head of the Gambino crime family. He was the biggest name in the country. He was in New York, glitz and the glam, the city that never sleeps. Thank you, Tracy. Take it easy. Whatever happened with the case, Gino? Are we still in kind of still going? What's going on with the case? When is the court? By the way, haven't done a show in a month. 256 people in here. Not bad. Not bad for a kid that that doesn't have any popularity. Any news on Gilbert Arenas? Gilbert Arenas is out. He that charge is nothing. That case is pathetic. The feds never cease to amaze me with their crap. Crazy. The case will get dropped. What case? Will I attend the upcoming Roberto Saviano U.S. tour? I didn't know there was one, but yeah, I will. Mike, can you do me a favor, Mike? Mike Cazza Formaggio, do me a favor. Can you email me some info on that? The Sitdown 777 at gmail.com. How was your sister's wedding? Sister's wedding was great. It was beautiful. They went on their honeymoon, everything. It was nice. They indict a ham sandwich. Yeah, they do. They do. How did the mob run you off YouTube? Oh, they didn't run me off YouTube. That's the thing. There was so much. It's funny. When I put that video out that I was leaving, 90% of the comments were, don't leave, or you're the best. There were about 10% of, see, I knew the mob would run him off YouTube sooner or later. They finally got to him. And it's like, no, they didn't. They never got to me. First of all, I would never, ever stop doing content because someone told me to stop doing content. I would do it because I want to stop. Number two, don't you think they would have did it a long time ago? I told you all before, the mob is not worried about me, okay? They just aren't. They're not worried about mob informants. Why would they be worried about me? Look, am I going to walk around Bensonhurst alone? No. But I'm not gonna sit here and worry. I stopped doing content because I was ready to take a break. And I'm still not gonna come back and do mob content. Tomorrow's video is not really about the mob. There's parts of the mob in the story, but it's not the main subject of the story. But it's really a play on words, Don. The people were saying that. If Dominic can walk around the Bronx, she'll be fine anywhere. No shit. No shit, Sherlock. No offense, Arthur. I didn't mean to knock you there. But yeah, exactly. I mean, by the way, Anthony Arlotta, guys, still lives in Springfield. Think about that. Ruggiano, all those guys, they can go anywhere. I know that's Joey's thing, but it's like pretty much everybody can go everywhere. Joey Frakes, there's a great new addition to the mob scene. That Fibby Tales channel is pretty hilarious. Yeah, I've seen that. That's actually pretty funny. I agree with you. Talk about a fucking lunatic that guy is. Holy fuck, man. I thought, look, occasionally I've got a little crazy. Okay, we've all been there, but I mean, what a fucking lunatic that guy is. Holy shit, man. By the way, how do you do a current state of the mob video? I thought you don't do current mob stuff. I guess when you get no views, you got to do what you got to do. And by the way, how do you do a current state of the mob video and you still can't get 2,000 views? That's pretty unbelievable. But some of you got to understand, man, you're not good at this. You got to go away. It's time to give it the fuck up. You have a fucking channel for 10 years and you can't get 3,000 views on a video. Time to move on. Did you block me? No, I didn't block you. See your comment right here. Darren says, hello from Ireland. What's up, Darren? Shout out to you. Anthony Arlotta seems like a guy that would be easy to get along with. Yeah, I've never had an issue with him. He's always been all right to me. What's up, Ralph D? What's going on, Ralphie? How are you? Do I have an opinion on Roy Cohen? No. Great attorney. That's about it. That's about it. 280 people watching. Thank you for checking in. If you'd like to support our channel, please hit that like button. Please say hello in the chat. And if you'd like to contribute further, hit that super chat donate icon. Did I see the huge Rizzuto roundup? Yeah, I did a video on that. That was like a month and a half ago. JP, what's going on? Do you think mob content will eventually run its course? What other content would I be doing? I'm going to be doing black organized crime, cartels, different true crime stuff. We'll still do mob stuff, but it's not going to be every week like we have. RA, what's going on, RA? What's happening? Can I interview Matt Cox? I don't know. Reach out to him. What's up, Anthony? Anthony Caserta, long time no see. What's up, man? I'm good. Where do you think Micah Parsons lands? Yeah, man, that would be fucking dead. Yo, if that happened, it'd be over. It'd be over. It'd be over. Before you leave mob stuff, is Big Mark a rat or is he a stand-up guy? Can't find info on him. Big Mark is a person called Mark Caputo. He is a former associate of the family. No, Mark Caputo is not an informant. Mark Caputo is a guy who was around the Bergen. I mean, he wasn't some like major money earner. He was just kind of a gopher. I mean, he did stuff, went out and got John's Laundry and dry cleaning. And he was around Junior Gotti. In fact, he's actually named, as many people were, Junior Gotti discussed him in his infamous 302. Mark Caputo is actually, many people believe, the person that killed the guy in that whole thing. I think the guy, his name was Silva. And Yeah, if you read into the 302, Mark Caputo is mentioned in that 302, which is crazy because Mark Caputo like loves Junior. It's like, hey, dude, you do know that he named you in paperwork, right? Do I like 70s and 80s country music? No. No, I don't. Will you ever apologize to Don Tomasino for telling him to go fongool himself? Who's Don Tomasino? I don't even know who that is. Good health and wealth to you. What's up, Robert? Robert Del Turco. Thank you, Robert. Same to you. Gonna stay on for a bit longer, guys. Then I'm gonna get ready to go out. Should Baby Gronk's dad go to jail? No. No, I don't think he should go to jail. I've actually spoke to him before. I interviewed him once. He's a weird dude. Do I think little Jimmy Ida gets compassionate release? No, I don't. I see you're ignoring my question. No, we're not ignoring your question. I said multiple times you're not blocked. How would we be ignoring your question if we can see it? You just can't hear anything, Alney. Can you do a weekly sports podcast for football? We'll see. We'll see. I'm on Patreon, though, and you can go check that out. Where can I find the Baby Gronk dad interview? We did it, me and a guy, Jason Brown, Coach JB. It's on a show called the Coach JB Show. We did it like 2 years ago. Touchtone apps and tech trends. What's going on, Touchtone? How you doing? Did I meet the boss of LA and Cali? No, I didn't. Have you heard about the tobacco wars happening in Australia? No, I'm not really up on that kind of stuff. I do a little Scotland, little some other stuff. What's up, Nikki Blade? What's going on, brother? Hope all is well. I thought I recognized that name. You mean Coach of the Netflix show? Yeah, he's a friend of mine. I missed you on the Coach JB show with Big Smitty. Yeah, it's crazy. So when I was in Cali, Coach JB and I were going to link up. I was going to go out on this boat with him. So between the times I played poker and the time I was leaving, I had like a day or two where I wasn't doing anything. And I called JB. It was like noon, 1 o'clock. And I was like, are you out in your boat? He's like, yeah, come down. And I had dinner with a friend of mine that night. And it was like an hour and a half to get there. It was like with traffic. And I didn't end up going. But hopefully I'll see him next time around. Will Vinny Gorgeous ever get out? No, he's never getting out. Did Mikey Scars wear a wire? I think he did. Don't quote me on that, though. I forget, to be honest. Good to see you back. Hope you're coming back. Yeah, I'm going to have a video out tomorrow. Have I ever ate a salad? Yeah, I lost 150 pounds. I ate nothing but salad mostly. But I'm actually at my lowest weight since I've been in high school. But of course, I love salad. I just ate one tonight. I love salad. I eat a salad 6 nights a week when I break my fast. It's a tough way to make a joke. I lost 150 pounds. I'm so glad you're back. Thanks, Chaz. What's up? Mikey Scars seems like a nice guy for an ex-mobster. Yeah, he's always been nice to me. Doesn't make any excuses. John says, please pray for me, Jeff. I'm sick. My name is John. John, I'm really sorry to hear that. I wish you all the best, and I will pray for you. Everybody pray for John. Let's hope John gets some good news with his sickness, and we pray for him. What's up, Matt? Thank you. What's up, JP? The FBI puts people everywhere. Florida, Arizona, everywhere. Would I ever interview Teddy Persico? Of course. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that. Yeah, everybody pray for John. Shout out to John, man. I didn't know you played poker. I played live at the bike. No shit, really? Oh, absolutely. I played poker. Yeah, I just played Hustler. A few weeks ago. Yeah, Nikki, you should get in touch with me. Maybe I can get you on the next stream. Do you know Feldman, Nikki? Ryan Feldman. That's who does the hustle stream. It's funny, you know who I played with, Nikki? I don't know if you know Armenian Mike. I played with Armenian Mike actually. I actually had a nice pot against him. He's actually infamous at Live at the Bike. He fucking he angle shot Ryan Feldman really bad like years ago. I'm playing at the lodge. You know, actually, I might actually too. I actually reached out to them recently, so I might play there myself. Maybe we'll get on the same game. The Gemini twins were released because their convictions were before 1987. What do I know about Sean Dunn? Sean Dunn is a Queens guy, I believe. I think he's a Genovese associate. Sorry to hear that, Ben. I wish you all the best, man. Appreciate that, Archie. Thank you, brother. Most of your mob theories and stories are wrong. Maybe try going to this neighborhood before talking. Uh, or I'll just keep talking, Ralph, and you're not going to do shit about it. Ralph, why don't you make a channel then and start talking then? Who asked you? I love how Ralph comes in here and tries to like talk shit. Like, okay, Ralph, not. Like, make a channel then, Ralph. Like, you won't, but you have everything to say. By the way, Ralph, I don't know if you noticed, but like we're almost at 100,000 subs. I've had millions of views, so obviously some people like what I'm doing. I have 200,000 on Instagram, 220,000 on TikTok. I guess I'm doing something right. Thanks, Ben. John Peters says, this genre's dead without you. Glad you're back. Thank you, John. You see, Ralph, some people like me. And by the way, thanks for watching and then commenting. You spend any time in the Rockaways? No, I've never been in the Rockaways, no. Appreciate that, Ben. Ben Nygaard. Look forward to your post. Thanks, bro. Jeff, this is the best mob channel. Fuck Ralph. Yeah, fuck you, Ralph. Jeff, I heard Andy Ruggiano talking about you. Yeah, I know. We talked about that earlier. That's what you get for being nice to people on here. These fake fucks. That's what they do. Hey, Anthony, why don't you come back on my show? Then we can hash it out. You wanna come on? I'll put you in a blender like I put all these other guys' heads in a blender. Do I take suggestions for videos? Yeah, it depends. I mean, feel free to say whoever it is. Thank you, Jeremy. What's up, Skippy? What's going on? Ralph says, you are a bullshit artist. I love for you to walk down 18th Avenue. Ralph, I'd walk down 18th Avenue and you wouldn't do a fucking thing about it. Ralph, here's what you seemingly don't understand. No gangster talks like you're talking. They just do it. Ralph, you wouldn't do a fucking thing. Like, let's be honest. Ralph, just because you saw Lorenzo Menino one time getting coffee doesn't mean you're a mob associate. Nobody's scared of you, Ralph. Okay? Fuck off. I thought Ruggiano was a nice guy. So did I. Any plans to do anything with OC Shorts? No. Do you still talk to Louis Casman? No, I don't. No, I don't. Do I get along with Joey Molino and Little Snuff? Yeah, as far as I know. I was actually at the cheesesteak spot the other day. Am I going out? Yes, I'll be out. Love your content. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, I was by the cheesesteak shop on Monday, last Monday. Hey, Melinda Duncan, what's going on, love? Hey, Vinny Mo, what's going on, brother? Vinny Mo, how you doing? How you doing? Arthur says you should start the Langston Mafia. No, I'm good on that. What's up, Dirt McGirt? What's happening? Joey had good things to say about you. Yeah, listen, Joey's an all right guy. I've known those guys for a long time. So I'm from the 717. Oh, get out. Where are you from? I'll tell you what, when I was at the beach, I was drinking Blue Moon a lot. That's what they had at the beach bar. They didn't have Stella. and I don't really want Corona. I was drinking Blue Moon. I love Blue Moon. Blue Moon's an underrated beer. I'm a Presidente Stella kind of guy, but um, I love Blue Moon. Blue Moon's dope. I love Blue Moon with a nice pretzel or two. The best. You went to Manheim Central. No shit. That's cool. Good football school. With respect, Jeff, you've never spoken with made guys like you've claimed. Where I'm from, you'd be called a trudrule. I've never talked to made guys. Okay. I've never have. Can you do a video on the Campisi crew? Yeah, sure, maybe. What's up from San Diego? What's up, San Diego? What's the next topic I'm covering? I got a video coming out on Frank Matthews tomorrow. Frank Matthews. Blue Moon with an orange. I don't do the orange, but I like Blue Moon. You've never talked to made guy. Okay. Well, I have, but okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't. Do I really think Gene Borrello will ever go to the steak shop? Do I think he will? Honestly, yeah, I do think he will. Do I think he'll get very far? No. I played with a Grinder and Colby Covington at Hard Rock. No shit. Grinder just won the main event. He's a great player, man. One of my favorites of all time. Where do I buy custom suits? I have a place near me. It's a family place that I like to go to. What's up, Mickey? I was just there for my sister's wedding. What family am I with? I'm not with any family. Sean Dunn was with the Gambino family, shaking my head, and Scars did wear a wire. Okay. What mobster is the coolest you've met? I've only talked to one or two. I can't say many. I'm in Lancaster, Dirt. What's up, Sean Adams? Where does Gene get money? You'd have to ask him. What is your favorite mob biography or autobiography? Probably a Vinnie Gorgeous book. I thought it was pretty good. Anthony DiStefano. Is Jimmy Hoffa really under the Giant Stadium? No. No. Is it true that John Stanford made Joey? Allegedly, yes. That's what we've heard. But I don't believe it. I don't believe Joey's ever been made, personally. Have a beer and bullshit or something. That'd be cool. Well, I'll be around, Dirt. I'll be around. You live in Mount Joy? That's not too far from me. Sounds good. Jeff, I've read a ton of mob books. Currently almost done with Lil Al Diarco. Does Vinnie Gorgeous book seem factual to you? Yeah, I liked it. What's up, Mikey Havoc? Have ever heard of Dawood Ibrahim? Yes, Indian guy, yep. John Matrix says, love your channel. Thank you, John. Appreciate that, brother. By the way, if you're new here, please subscribe. Let's get back at it. I'm going to the Phillies game tomorrow. Scooble and Wheeler on the mound. Yeah, it's a great matchup. Tigers playing not real well since the All-Star break, but still, a good team. Scooble's terrific. What's up, Tim? Tim Bell. What's going on, bro? What's up, Dean? Dean Smith. The artist formerly known as Lunar. Jeff Football as well. Been listening since the Blackjack days. Much love. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Glad to have you. What's up, Uncle Charlie? What's my opinion on Alphonse D'Arco? I mean, he's an informant. You know, smart to get out of it. They were going to kill him. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Hope all of you have a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow. New video, 4 o'clock Eastern. Delving deep into Frank Matthews. So make sure you check that out. Hope you all have a nice evening. See you next time.